What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ringside Report MMA. Tonight on the show, we preview UFC Vegas 28, Sakai versus Rozenstruik, Floyd Mayweather fighting Logan Paul this weekend, and Jake Paul set to fight Tyron Woodley in August. Let's get it. Yeah. What's up, dudes?
Hola, amigo. Amigos. What's up, man?
What up, Freddie?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Freddie, man. You're so chill, man.
So you guys ready to talk about the Paul brothers tonight? You guys hyped for some Paul brothers talk?
Listen, man, Angelo's gonna flip out. But you know what? As soon as I saw Tyron Woodley against Jake Paul, the first thing I thought of was Angelo's gonna flip his lid. Because the worst part about it is we gotta talk about it because everybody's talking about this shit. But it just goes to show you, it's never gonna end, Dave. I told you.
I'll tell you the first thing that came to my mind when I heard the fight. I said to myself, are AJ and Dave finally gonna give him some credit if he beats Woodley? Because I mean, all I heard was like, "Oh, Askren is a real fighter. He'll beat Jake Paul. He'll beat Jake Paul." And then Jake Paul won, and nobody's giving him credit, man. Askren's a real fighter. He knows what it is to get hit for real. He knows, like he'll get it, man. So I'm on the Jake Paul hype machine. Go Jake Paul. I hope you knock out Tyron Woodley. Keep up the good work.
I hope Jake Paul gets knocked out by Tyron Woodley, but I believe he will win. I think he's going to beat Tyron Woodley. Yeah, come on, man. Like, Woodley's not that guy anymore. Woodley's not a world champion anymore. Woodley is a, guy who's
from grace.
He's past his prime, man, and he's just not... He's not a boxer, and again, Jake Paul has chosen a guy, and I think Woodley's coming in as a betting favorite. Well, now it's, okay, Jake Paul I'm seeing minus 150, Woodley plus 110. Well, that makes sense to me. Woodley as the underdog, Jake Paul as the favorite. That just makes a lot of sense to me because Woodley is a guy who's past his prime. He's not that big. Jake Paul's much bigger than him. And that's what these guys do. They keep challenging guys. Oh, yeah. You see them stand face to face? He's bigger than him. I mean, much bigger? I don't know. But, if Jake
Woodley
Paul...
must walk close to 200, man. He fights at 170, but he's so thick, man, and all, man. He must be close. Like, he walks heavy. He's bigger than GSP. Woodley's thicker than GSP.
Face to face, though, height-wise, Jake Paul is bigger. This fight's going to be fought at 190 pounds. And Woodley doesn't fight at 190. He fights at 170. He's shorter than Paul. He's going to have a reach disadvantage. He's smaller than him. He's older than him. And he's taken a beating in the UFC. So...
Look, Dave. Yeah, but let's look at it this way, man. If you look at Tyron Woodley, you're right. He hasn't won a round in his last 4 fights. This guy hasn't won a round. And we've seen that like a lot lately. Where guys don't win rounds, they don't win fights. But he hasn't won a round. And that's in the UFC. And you know what? Take away from like Ben Askren, who's not a boxer at all. But yeah, like Freddie said, he's absolutely right. The guy has MMA combat experience, man. In many organizations through his career, the guy knows how to take a punch. He took the fastest knee to the face, knocked him out. But he still got knocked out by Jake Paul. And Jake Paul was bigger than him, and we saw that, man. It just didn't happen. Once that Jake throws that right, he's going to knock you out. The difference is that Tyron Woodley, even though people say, the fall from grace for Tyron Woodley, he's not the same. This guy here was a champion. And if he has anything, he can knock you out. And that's the thing with Tyron Woodley. He's 40 years old, man. He's in top shape. He might have not had the best fights in MMA. But let me tell you, well, you know what? Freddie, all he's got to do is concentrate.
I mean, he hasn't looked great in recent years. Tyron Woodley, like the Tyron Woodley we see now is not the Woodley that was a champion.
Yeah.
And also, like,
go ahead, Fred.
My biggest issue is I don't think Woodley's a great boxer. I think if you ask me, his striking style, he looks for the big shot, and also he's a little flat-footed. He doesn't move that well. So I think, like Dave said, I'm going to pick Jake Paul in this one because I think Jake Paul practices boxing, takes it seriously, and all these guys think they could beat him because they're fighters, but it's a different sport, man. You got to respect the boxing.
That's it.
But you
What I've
also respect. Listen,
sorry,
respect
AJ, but
Tyron Woodley's knockout power. Let's not
yeah,
forget that. Let's
he
not
hasn't
forget
knocked
Tyron Woodley's
anybody
knockout
out
power.
since 2014. It's been 7 years. He's 39 years of age. Jake Paul is a young guy with knockout power who's much bigger than him, who's taken this sport of boxing quite seriously, who knocked out Ben Askren in a handful of seconds. And I think he's going to do the same to Tyron Woodley. I think he's going to put it on Woodley. Woodley has looked absolutely flat. I wouldn't bet on Woodley to win any kind of fight right now, let alone a fight against a guy who's much bigger and much younger than him in a sport that he doesn't even compete in. If this were MMA, I'd be like, I don't know. I don't know if Woodley's going to win. Even against Jake Paul, I would have my doubts because that's how bad Woodley has looked in the UFC in his past 2-3 years now. He's not looked good.
Unfair.
Well, okay, fine,
but
Fred. But honestly, Fred, if this were an MMA fight, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know, man. Woodley's not look good. Jake Paul's got pretty good boxing. You never know. I would pick Woodley because it's Woodley's sport. But right now, it seems like boxing is Jake Paul's thing. It's what these guys do. You know, that's kind of where they're spending their time. And you could laugh all you want, but if you're spending all your time training boxing, if you're taking boxing fights, if you're selling boxing pay-per-views, you're a boxer. Jake Paul, at this point, he knocked out Ben Askren. Ben Askren's a legitimate champion. You know, fought in Bellator, was a world champion there. He's a legit fighter. Got knocked the hell out by Jake Paul. I got more respect for Jake Paul now, and I don't like this fight for Tyron Woodley. I think that this is a bad matchup for Woodley, and I think he gets beat.
Whoa there. Well, hold on. Hold your horses there, Dave. I'm going to tell you one thing that surprised me the most was, and I sent you the link and everything, it's our buddy Matt Kazavan. Guys that are like talk boxing all the time. And I remember the first days with Matt when we were talking Jake Paul and Logan Paul. He didn't want to know nothing about it. He was like, forget it. And I remember saying, man, these guys are going to be like a name in boxing. And that's the problem, man. Boxing guys are talking about Jake Paul. And again, it's kind of like
I'm struggling to figure out what your point is.
The sport.
On the one hand, you're like promoting the Paul brothers, right?
I am
and on the other hand, you're saying Woodley's going to beat him.
Value.
Get to the point.
Exactly. I'm going to tell you, think of the three guys he's fought. Are they elite boxers? No. If Jake Paul and Logan Paul,
I challenge you.
Well, he's fighting
I
Mayweather.
challenge you
I say
to
Jake
go
Paul
see.
More than anything.
I challenge you, AJ, to go see any elite boxer of these days and look at their first 3 fights, and they're all fighting jabronis. There's not a single elite boxer that starts again. No. This is not MMA where guys are 4-0 in the UFC. This is boxing where your first 15 fights are pretty much against jabronis.
Listen.
Like, what, you're going to hate on Jake Paul for that?
No.
That's ridiculous.
No. I'm not hating him. But you said something. You're right. When you got boxers fighting jabronis, they're fighting other boxers. They're fighting guys that are at amateur rank training for boxing.
They're barely boxers. They're jabronis.
Listen, no. Listen, it's just the same thing like us. I'm a grappler in jiu-jitsu, wrestling, you name it. If I'm going to wrestle a guy who has no jiu-jitsu experience or a guy who has no wrestling experience, who do you think has the edge? You don't think I have the edge? It's happened before many times. If a guy doesn't have any grappling experience,
what the hell is your point right now, AJ?
My point is this: is that Jake Paul has fought 3 guys that have really no boxing experience. They don't come close to like average boxing.
Hold on.
But
does Woodley have professional boxing experience? Does he have professional boxing experience?
He's trained with the best.
Has he fought professionally in boxing before? Answer the goddamn question.
The question is no, but the question is this. He's fought elite fighters through his career. And the difference with Ben Askren to Tyron Woodley is Tyron Woodley can knock you out. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Because the only thing with Jake Paul is, he's got the edge of length, and he's got a lot of good boxing that he's developed. There's no doubt about it. I give him credit for that. But he's going up against a guy like Tyron Woodley, man. If that guy gets in with that right, he could put you to sleep. And Tyron Woodley's not going to make the same mistakes like Ben Askren, dropping his defense and like stepping back in a box stance, which didn't make sense. Woodley knows that it's going to be a striking game. Woodley's going to prepare for a striking game, and Woodley can knock you out in that striking game. because that.
Yeah, of course it's going to be a striking
Listen,
game.
he's a
It's a
grappler,
boxing
yeah.
match, AJ.
But the difference is, yeah. It's a boxing match where he fought a basketball guy and he fought a YouTuber and he fought Ben Askren. That is just 90.
I applaud him for
just
the
grappler.
progression.
Yeah,
I applaud him for the progression,
sure.
man. Your first boxing fight, first boxing fight, he fought a jabroni. Okay, then he fought Nate Robinson. Okay, I mean it's a second fight.
Yeah.
And third fight he fought Ben Askren. That's a progression, and now Woodley, that's another progression.
Yeah.
Now if he beats Woodley, you gotta ask don't ask Jake Paul to burn the steps, man. You want Jake Paul to fight like right away elite boxers. This is boxing. It's not MMA. It's different.
Conor McGregor did. Conor fought Floyd Mayweather, and that was a boxing match. Regardless of what you think,
no,
because
but
pro boxers
AJ,
that
hold
I was
on.
sitting with,
I'm trying to understand
that fight.
what argument you're making. Fred, AJ
My
doesn't
argument
want.
is this.
Hold on, AJ, settle down.
Yeah.
Fred, AJ doesn't want him to fight somebody better. That's not the issue. He thinks Woodley's gonna beat him. Like, AJ's not arguing for, Logan Paul, Jake Paul. Logan's fighting Floyd on
Jake
Sunday.
Paul hasn't paid his dues.
Yeah, is that what he's saying? I don't know. Well, AJ is trying to make the argument that Jake Paul and Logan Paul are the best, and they're changing the sport of boxing, but they've bit off more than they can chew now, and Tyron Woodley will be the guy to stop Jake Paul. I don't think so. I think Woodley's way past his prime. He hasn't knocked anybody out in 7 years when he beat Dong Yun Kim in 2014. This is a boxing match. He's going to be undersized in it. I just don't see it. But I do. Hold on, AJ, before you get to your point, I want to give a shout-out to Douglas Hepburn, who dropped a super chat. You can drop a super chat at any point. Douglas Hepburn is also a member of the channel. Don't forget to join. Hit that join button right after you subscribe and like this video. Join to become a member of the Ringside Report Network. Doug Hepburn says, nice hat, AJ. Nick is wearing the same one. Thanks, Dave. Doug's son Nick rocking the nice Ringside Report Network hat that Doug won on our last UFC pay-per-view watch-along here on the Ringside Report Network. And you could get your hat over at merch.ringsidereport.net. Rock the hat that AJ has, that Nick has, that Brian Firth has as well, that he ordered over at merch.ringsidereport.net. Pick up our stuff right now. So, AJ, you love the Paul brothers. You think they're great, but is this Tyron Woodley fight against Jake Paul now the end of the road for Jake Paul? You think this is where he gets stopped?
No, not at all, because, in fact, they made a clause right now that let's just say Jake Paul loses.
Rematch.
Or even Tyron Woodley, for that matter. It's an immediate rematch.
No. Incorrect. Only for Jake Paul. If Woodley loses, there's no rematch. If Jake Paul loses, there's a rematch. If Woodley wins, they fight again. When Woodley loses, it's next up for Jake Paul.
Look, man, I said it for like the longest time. I said that the brothers were going to change the face of combat sports, and they did. And then when I was getting back to Matt Kazavan and all the boxing guys, they're talking about Jake and Logan Paul now. You got no choice, man. It's in your face, and I feel sorry for Angelo because he's got no choice to hear this. But the thing is that everybody wants to see these guys. But again, what I'm saying is that he's fought really guys that have no boxing experience. The only guy that has that boxing experience or that striking experience is Tyron Woodley. And if Tyron Woodley loses to Jake Paul, then people are going to have to start taking him a lot more serious. If he can knock out Tyron Woodley, Jake Paul is going to be looked upon as, holy shit, everybody's going to want to go after him. Ryan Garcia, maybe even freaking George St. Pierre. Everybody's going to want to go after him because now his stock is going to be through the roof, and there's going to be more legitimacy to fighting two guys that fought in the UFC and beating them. It sucks for the sport. Dana White thinks the opposite. Dana White thinks Tyron Woodley is going to beat him. And you know that Dana White and Tyron are not like friends. But Dana thinks that Tyron's going to beat him.
Well, he said the same thing about Ben
Dana lost on
Askren.
his last one.
Okay?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Dana said that Askren would win. And also, AJ, I don't know. You made so many points there that were just outrageous. It's really hard to kind of break it all down. Sorry, Fred. You go ahead. I'm flustered by AJ.
I'm just going to say one thing. Let me please, AJ. Silence. So let's go back in time where Ben Askren talked a great game, just like Tyron Woodley's talking a great game. But I'm going to point out one thing. Ben Askren said, "This is my biggest payday ever," before the fight and all that. And you know what Tyron Woodley's manager is saying right now? This is his biggest payday ever. So you know what? Of course Tyron Woodley's going to sell it. Do I expect Tyron Woodley to show up and be elite? No, I'm sorry. This guy is coming for his best payday ever. And I don't blame him. And it's going to be, to me, probably similar to the Ben Askren fight, where I will give you that Tyron Woodley has much more power than Askren. So, yes, he does have a knockout chance. But I expect Jake Paul to be ready for a boxing fight, taking the sport seriously. And Woodley's there for a payday, man.
Listen, I'm going to say one thing. What's interesting about all this is that these guys are selling, man. They're selling seats. I remember way back when Tyson was at his prime, people were paying like $10,000 to $50,000 to sit ringside to see Mike Tyson fight maybe a couple of minutes and he would win. But that was like the days when people were paying big money. You know what? Now you're looking at Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, and you have guys that are spending $90,000 to sit ringside. Dude, think about it. $90,000. The sport has changed, man. And the thing is, God forbid Mayweather loses. Holy shit. I want to see what Matt Casavan and the rest are going to say.
Who's spending $90,000 to sit ringside?
Some crazy jabroni spent I'm telling you, dude, $90,000 on stuff.
I mean, look,
they paid $90,000.
Some people have a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
People, like, for the Canadians spent like $12,000, I heard, for that playoff game.
Yeah.
Which is completely crazy as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I mean, look, it's an event. People, that's how it works. The more people want to see an event, the higher the prices are, man. So I'm not surprised that the prices are high, and there's always a fool that's going to pay that. But
well, listen, for
what
the
do you want me to
Canadians
say,
game,
man?
they had guys that were buying tickets for $12,000. You know what? It kills me when I see that kind of stuff. It's because, you know what? They could take that money and better spent in hospitals and schools. But people are paying.
Oh,
it just bothers me. It bothers me for some reason.
No, that's not how these things work though, AJ. If you've got a lot of money, sometimes you spend it on tickets.
That's jealousy.
You can spend your money however the hell you want it. If you want to spend your $90,000 on a Floyd Mayweather boxing match, go ahead.
Dude, but
and I've got news for you, AJ.
$90,000.
I've got news for you, AJ. And this one, Fred is not going to agree with. Floyd's getting beat on Sunday too.
Woo! You're wrong, man. You're wrong.
That's ridiculous.
You're dissing the king of boxing,
ridiculous.
Man. Yeah. You know what? It's gonna be a good watch.
Fuck you guys. Floyd's losing on Sunday.
That's ridiculous.
You know what? You know what Jake? You know what Logan Paul should do? He should walk into the ring just before the fight starts and throw his cap at him, like just to throw him off his game, man. And you know what? Man, that better not happen, Dave. I swear, if that happens, I'm telling you, man, it's an early night for me, man.
Give me a big, fat, out of shape wrestler right now. That's known. Huge guy, somebody that's big.
I don't want to disrespect people. What do you mean? Somebody who's
I mean, like, let's say Braun Strowman, okay, or whoever. Braun Strowman's in shape. He doesn't even fall in that category. But you know what? He has 100 pounds on Marcelo Garcia. Marcelo Garcia still taps him. And you know what, man? Logan Paul could be as big as he wants. Floyd is gonna school him in that.
I don't think Marcelo Garcia necessarily taps Braun Strowman if Braun Strowman's doing straight jiu-jitsu for a year. I think it's a real problem.
Listen,
honestly, Marcelo Garcia is tiny, Fred. Braun Strowman's 400 pounds, man.
Tiny.
I'm telling you. If Braun Strowman did jiu-jitsu for a year, he'd give Marcelo Garcia all sorts of problems. He would.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now, talking about that, and it's very interesting because I don't know if you saw the news in jiu-jitsu, but Gordon Ryan is completely retiring from jiu-jitsu and competitive combat. It's done at 25 years old, man.
No, really?
His body is done. He's had staph so many times that the antibiotics to recovering from staph, and if people don't know what staph is, it's a common thing that comes up in jiu-jitsu, which can be deadly. The thing is that Ryan right now, the king, is retiring. His stomach is gone because of all the antibiotics. he's not going to be fighting. And when you look at his record, the guy has 144 wins, 9 losses, and 3 draws in his career. When you look at the size of guys he's beat, you're looking at guys like Gabriel Gonzaga that I met. I have a picture with him in the background right here. He's beat a monster like that. He's beat Josh Barnett. He's beat Rosemar Falaris, which I seen offhand, an old BTT guy. He's beat Gary Tonin. Okay, different story. But when you look at guys like Gabriel Gonzaga, man, holy shit. You know, when you've got the skill, you could beat anybody. And I think Mayweather is
Floyd
definitely
has
the
way
skill.
more skills.
Way more
that's
skill.
What AJ wants
and
to
he's
get at.
Yeah,
No,
but
but what
Gordon
I'm trying to
Ryan's
get
not
at-
that small. I don't know what you're talking about. Like
he's
the
not
size
that
difference.
small, but he's not bigger than Gabriel
But
Gonzaga.
I didn't see that
met him.
news. That news dropped, I
Yeah,
guess,
it's-
yesterday. Gordon Ryan,
No,
25 years old. I don't know if he's retiring necessarily, but he says he's taking a leave of absence. He's had stomach problems and nausea stemming from a staph infection that he took antibiotics for, and he's just had so many problems with it. And I knew that he had those problems, but I didn't know that he was giving up the game. He is the best no-gi grappler, jiu-jitsu player ever, man. Tremendous talent. Very sad that he's 25 having to retire due to health problems, because I'm a huge fan of his game, and I really like watching him compete. So that's sad. AJ
man.
brought some sad news to me.
It is.
But yeah, okay, Floyd should probably lose. But as Angelo says on the Super Chat, I'm Team Dave all day, every day. I mean, Floyd should probably win. Sorry, Fred, you're right. But Angelo says he's Team Dave.
With you with
Team Dave every day,
with
all day. You got to go with Dave. Look,
wow.
I don't know why. Okay, guys?
Are there
There's
odds?
something wrong with me. Of course there's betting on. Well, I think there's odds.
On Bet99, there is. But the thing is that, you know what? You don't only have a Mayweather that is the best, at the game, but you also got a very angry Mayweather that fucked him up in the press conference when he took his cap and he threw an uppercut and he split Jake's eye. I mean, you don't do that shit. Now you've got a Mayweather who's an elite of the elites, and you got him upset. Yeah,
he split his eye? I didn't see that.
Yes, he did. He got him with that uppercut underneath in the scuffle. Let me tell you. You've got an angry Floyd Mayweather, and you notice that he hasn't been talking anything lately. Like it's all like past stuff that he said. This guy is coming to win this fight. I'm telling you, on
Floyd's
Sunday, it might be a bad day.
He did all sorts of media this week.
Yeah,
he's talking a bunch. I saw a bunch of Floyd interviews this week. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, he hasn't been as vocal as I thought he would.
Okay,
Listen,
Floyd Mayweather,
-800 favorite.
Yeah,
How much?
I'm seeing -700 with Logan Paul plus 550, but the odds can definitely vary from place to place. Floyd is a heavy favorite to win. Here's what I don't understand. There's no judges. It's a 6-round fight with no judges. So
get the hell out of
here.
The
rules are weird also.
Are they?
Well, like you say, no judges, so there's like no winner unless there's a knockout, but there's no declared winner from what I read, so... But if he gets knocked out, like you're pretty, who won.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
No judges, no winner, but you can knock the other guy out. Fight won't go on the official records. 12-ounce gloves, no headgear, 8 3-minute rounds. And Floyd said, I'm 50-0, but if I lose this fight, it's not in my record. I'm still 50-0, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know how seriously Floyd is taking this. I think Logan Paul is taking it real seriously. And I think he's going to go headhunting because he knows, I got 8 rounds to get this done. I'm going to go after Floyd Mayweather. I think it'll be interesting, man. I don't know.
Bad.
Floyd should win, man. Floyd should definitely win, but I'm not sure how he does it. I don't think he's going to knock this guy out, so it probably winds up going the distance, and there's no winner. So nobody wins.
Or stoppage.
I'll tell you this,
because
Floyd won't win. There'll be no winner. There'll be no winner declared. There'll be no winner declared.
I hope you're wrong.
Floyd
won't.
He won't get a stoppage. He won't get a stoppage. And I think Logan's going to win. I think Logan Paul, they're going to shit on the boxing world like they're trying to shit on the MMA world. And this big guy who's much bigger than Floyd, he's like twice his size. It's kind of crazy if you look at them face to face. They were doing face-offs this week, and I was like, God damn, man, that's a lot. That's a lot. Floyd's got the skill. Floyd's got the skill, but goddamn, this guy is big and strong. I don't know. Floyd's going to get beat. Floyd's going to get hurt. Logan Paul's going to win, and everybody's going to lose their shit.
Listen, you got to remember one thing with the Paul brothers. They don't come from like spoon-fed backgrounds. When you really look at their history, man, these guys were farmer boys working the farms, man. They had wrestling like most guys in like I like a lot of farmers do.
I don't understand you, man.
Don't ask me why.
Why you talk them
up? What I'm trying to say is,
why you talked them up to pick against them? Why you keep doing that?
Because you know what? What kills me is that
why does he do that?
Because if Mayweather doesn't take this fight serious, I don't give a shit if it doesn't go on his record at 50-0. Everybody's gonna remember.
That's right.
Just like Ben Askren's career, the knockout with that knee, man. Everybody's gonna remember that loss, and he fought the best of the best, and everybody's gonna be like, Mayweather, man, you lost to like Logan Paul.
AJ.
Yeah, but look at my 50-0 record. No, bro, it's 50-1.
Not only do you talk up the Paul brothers, you're like their biggest fanboy, but at the same time, you keep saying that if they win, it's like the end of civilization. Like boxing will never be the same, and things like that. So it's completely crazy.
Listen, man. Listen, I'm giving them credit. I'm giving them credit. I'm giving them credit for what they've done and accomplished. But if Mayweather comes here and he fucking loses to this guy who's bigger than him, I understand that. But if he loses to him, I swear to God, I'm gonna have to fly out to Mayweather's camp and fucking attack him myself, because he's got to win. He's got no choice to win. He has to win.
Well, listen.
He has to do it for boxing. He has to do it for
Sunday night.
Man.
Sunday night. You and me, AJ, we're going to be watching this fight on YouTube with everybody. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. We're back on all the platforms again. We figured out all the bugs. We're back on all the streaming platforms. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube right now, and we'll be doing it again Sunday night just for the Mayweather fight, because I'm not watching these other fights before. The only guy I'd heard of, before was Jean Pascal, and Jean Pascal tested positive for EPO, so he's out of the fight. No Jean Pascal.
No, come on.
He tested for 4 different steroids. It started with 3, but today they announced that they found a 4th one also. And he seems to putting a lot of the blame probably on his trainer, but from what I understood, it's something that you got to inject yourself. So,
come on, man. No. We know what was going on. There's some juicy shit happening there. And come on, let's be really real. Are you surprised that a boxer who fought primarily as a hometown favorite in Montreal, when he goes outside of Montreal, tests positive for some shit? Are you surprised? Because I'm not.
Well, you know what? That sucks, because I wanted to see that rematch fight. They don't test here. Come on.
You can fight here all day and never get tested for anything. You want to do steroids? Be a Montreal fighter and fight only here. You'll be good.
Listen, man.
You want to miss weight for a UFC title fight against Nick Diaz? Be a Montreal fighter, and they'll take care of you here.
They'll turn a blind eye.
I'm joking. That didn't happen. That was bullshit. It never happened.
Are you saying like lifting the toe and all that kind of stuff and all the rest of the bullshit that happens? It's possible, dude. And that's the thing,
Don't
man.
worry about it.
It's possible.
Fred remembers. AJ doesn't. You don't remember when George fought Nick Diaz? There was like an issue where they're like, "Oh, George cheated the scale, and the commission helped him do it."
Allowance.
Yeah, but I don't think that was real.
Because Montreal has weird law rules, and fucking this province changing one line in the rule book takes like 20 years of government intervention and whatever. So yeah.
So we will be doing the watch along Sunday night for the Logan Mayweather Floyd Paul fight, whatever their names are. Okay. Sunday night, me and AJ will be here just watching that fight. We're gonna come on when the co-main event ends, and then we'll kind of talk you up to the main event. We'll watch the main event. We'll talk about it. And then we'll stop the show and go to bed. All right? Sunday night, right here on the Ringside Report Network, Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, live watch-along. AJ wants to do the whole pay-per-view, but I don't want to sit around watching boxing all night. So that's what we're doing. Suck it, AJ.
I'm going to watch it anyways. I'm going to watch all the fights.
I'm not.
But
I'm certainly not.
Man, Man, it's stressing me out for some reason, man.
Yeah,
this fight
because
stresses me out.
your boy Mayweather's getting knocked out by big stupid Logan Paul.
Listen, the guy is, what is he, 0-3 or 0-1? What the hell is he? I can't even remember now. But the thing is that he's never won a fight. And imagine the only fight that you've ever won is against Mayweather. Dude, man, I'm telling you, man.
Imagine it.
Mayweather had enough money.
It
He
won't
didn't
happen.
need more. You're going with Mayweather now, or are you going with Paul?
I got Mayweather from the beginning. He's gonna make Paul.
Yeah,
Paul
yeah,
won't
okay.
even touch him. He'll barely
That's
touch him.
That's
man.
what I'm thinking.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a smart move. But I'm taking Logan Paul to knock out that little bastard.
He'll be too big and too slow for
The
Floyd.
capitalist little bastard.
Floyd's gonna be so much quicker.
Yeah, no,
Mayweather's
you're right.
fucking
You're
fast,
100% right. Floyd should definitely win. But here's what I'm thinking. He's old. He's small. He's not taking it seriously. And
Well, he's taking it seriously,
weird shit happens. And this world is
Whoa,
terrible.
what?
We live in a
Why are you
terrible
saying he's
world.
not taking it
Hold on,
serious?
AJ. Hold on, AJ. This world is awful. Awful things happen all the time. And Logan Paul beating Floyd Mayweather would honestly be, like, not that awful because Floyd Mayweather is an awful person. So, fuck it.
That's
you
what
know,
I was
like,
gonna say.
let's do it. It wouldn't be that bad. Let's see it happen.
Whoa,
I think it
whoa,
would
whoa.
be so funny.
Make the world a better place.
People would be so mad. Let's do it. I think it's going to happen. I don't know. I have a feeling that Floyd is going down now because he's not taking it seriously. He doesn't give a shit about this. He's barely training.
But what are you talking about? Are you joking?
What are you
Have
talking
seen,
about?
Like Mayweather hitting the bag? Have you seen him training lately? Are you?
How
kidding? No, he's taking
are you
this-
with him? Are you with him 24/7?
I'm not
You know
with
how
him every
often he
day, but
goes
I've
into
seen-
the gym to hit that fucking bag? What are you talking
Dude,
about?
man, he's
What are you talking
fucking
about?
training, man. Don't think he's
Just
not
because
training.
he's
Mayweather's
good
not-
at hitting a bag
Listen.
doesn't mean he's training every day, AJ.
Listen,
what
man.
are you talking
Listen,
about?
He's done that all
I'm
his
gonna tell you
life.
this.
Yeah.
I'm sure exactly, but he's not taking this like a joke. You know what? Because
Of course
everybody's
he
probably
is.
telling him the same thing.
See,
Mayweather,
AJ,
you
here's
can't
the problem,
lose to this
AJ.
jabroni.
Here's the problem with you, AJ. You don't actually have facts. You said earlier Mayweather's not talking. He's been quiet. Da da da
Well,
da
he's
da.
not talking
Hold
like-
on,
I don't see
AJ.
him like
Hold
going-
on, AJ. He
Whoa,
did a
whoa.
bunch of fucking media this week. I watched a bunch of interviews with him where it was clear he wasn't taking this shit seriously. So for you to come here and say he's taking it seriously, did you see him hit the heavy bag? He's not talking. It's bullshit. You're talking shit.
No. I'm talking
Yeah.
reality, man. This guy's taking it serious. He's not
No,
going to
he's
go there
not.
and put his fucking career on the line for a guy who's never won a boxing fight.
He
For sure
said
he's
it
taking serious.
himself. Even if I lose, I'm still 50-0, so who cares?
Dude.
Does that sound like a guy taking a fight
Listen.
seriously to you?
You know what? Maybe I better call Mayweather before Sunday and tell him the reality of it all. Listen, you freaking bonehead. If you're not taking this seriously, your 50-0 is really going to be a 50-1, and no one's going to remember your 50 fucking fights. Even with Conor, they're not going to remember. They're going to remember you losing to a YouTuber. That's what people are going to remember in 20 years from now, 30 years from now. And when they do a stupid Netflix documentary on Mayweather, the first thing they're going to talk about is how he lost to a YouTuber. That's it. Done. There goes our sports show. We're
Well,
gonna
you
turn it
should
into an
call
entertainment show.
Floyd Mayweather then.
I
Make
think
that
I
call.
will. You know, I'm honest. I'm going to make a call. I think I'm going to send them an Instagram message. I will
Yeah,
do
he'll
that.
read
Actually,
that.
after the show tonight, I'm going to
Yeah,
send
good
them a
luck.
message and tell them straight up.
Okay.
Don't fuck up Sunday, man. Don't
He
fuck up
probably
'cause
only
I can hear
gets like
Dave say,
1,000 a day.
I was
Yeah.
right.
1,000 a minute.
Super chat.
Patrick C. Hamilton says, "Sorry guys, I am ignoring this fight in quotations." You're not wrong to do
Well-
it. This is a freak show. This is
Well,
not
this
a real
fight
fight.
doesn't
This is
interest
dumb.
me. And I'll tell you what, man. Like, some people don't realize these are two Paul brothers, man. This is the one that never won anything, man.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, man. I'm
Exactly.
not really interested in that
This
one.
is the shitty Paul
Like,
brother.
Show me the guy that's 3-0 at least.
Yeah, I think Jake Paul would probably have a better chance against Floyd. But, I mean, I think they both
No.
knock out little Floyd. So who cares?
Well,
You know,
he'd be
I'm a
closer to
boxing
the-
expert. I took Ben Askren to beat the guy. Or no, I think I called a draw last time. I like to call ridiculous things happening in boxing. So if I'm right, I look like a genius. And if I'm wrong, I can just say, well, I don't know shit about boxing, which is true. So I'm going to call
So Woodley by decision?
Logan Paul. No, Woodley's getting knocked out. Like, that's clear. Woodley's going to get beat to fuck. He's losing. Logan Paul is going to knock out Floyd Mayweather. The Paul brothers will be kings of combat. And the Canadians are going to beat the Winnipeg Jets. Oh, sorry, Patrick. I know Patrick's not happy about that. But they already won game 1, and I don't know shit about hockey.
Why?
So I'm
Because
gonna
he's
say,
a Winnipeg fan?
Yeah.
Can I say something? Maybe he'll be the only person that's going to agree with me.
Yeah.
I didn't think that hit was that dirty. I'm just saying. I don't care about
What?
hockey. I don't want to talk about
I
hockey.
thought it was
I'm
pretty
just
cool.
saying,
Fuck,
like,
that
what
was
is he supposed
dirty
to
as
do?
dirty
Let
can
the guy
get.
score?
Yeah.
No. You can't be a
like,
sore
what? Like,
loser like that. No.
You can't
That
hit
was
that
a
guy
cheap-
hard like that? Why not?
No,
It was pretty
man,
cool.
no, man. Because
Like, you see
no,
how he
man, It's a
fell?
one-goal game.
Man.
That was a cheap. No,
Was
you
it?
guys are wrong on that one, boys.
Well,
I'm
I
sorry
don't
to say, that
understand.
was the
One-goal game.
dirtiest. Listen, that was the dirtiest, cheapest fucking hit you can throw in hockey. And in fact, I'm surprised he's not suspended for the season.
Thought it was
Because
legal.
the guy hit him so hard that he himself was off the ground. I mean, Evans is lucky he didn't, like, honestly,
But AJ,
listen, man.
okay, I don't know
you play
anything about hockey,
you know
AJ.
Freddie,
Hold on,
you
AJ.
know-
Hold
you know what
on.
I'm saying?
AJ, hang on. I don't know anything about hockey, but it seems to me that if a guy has the puck and is about to score the goal, right? And it's a
You should hit it.
playoff
Scored
game.
it.
Hold on. And it's a playoff game. And you hit him so hard that he falls down and he's like really fucked up. Didn't you do a good job? Like, isn't that what you're supposed to do in
No.
hockey? Like, fuck a guy
No,
up with a
dude,
hit?
Well, the guy
No.
scored. So what AJ's going to tell you is that he hit him after the goal. But I'm going to say it's a
Exactly.
split-second thing, man. He's playing the guy, man.
No.
That wasn't dirty.
Come
He
on,
hit him
Freddie,
after
pick
the
him
goal,
up.
but the guy had the puck when he hit
Yeah.
him. How did he score after that?
No.
Yeah, well, it was
No,
a
he
split-second thing, man.
It's pretty cool.
No, it wasn't a split second. Come on, guys. Are you joking? Am I
Do you
on-
get an
the only
and
on
one?
crazy pills
Patrick
here now?
agrees.
Do you get an
Patrick
and one
agrees.
when you like get smashed like that and you fall down and you score? Do you like get a penalty shot too? You know, like in basketball, you go
Look,
and you score the
Pat, I
points,
think
but then
he
you
gets
get
the
fouled
two
and you
Pat,
get
I love
and
you,
one.
man, but I think it was. Listen,
Huh?
I love Pat, and whatnot, but I think it was completely illegal. I mean, it was a cheap shot, and if it would have been the other way around, where somebody from the Canadians would have done the same,
You know Don Cherry
type of
approves
action,
it, man.
it would have been.
Come on, AJ.
No, Don Cherry. No. Don Cherry doesn't approve that shit, man. Don Cherry approves clean.
Don
good
Cherry
hits.
approves
And I'm
it,
gonna tell
AJ. You know, man.
Listen,
Dave
listen,
approves.
Sheffel fucked it up for the Jets because he's one of
Who?
their best players.
What's his
The
name?
guy who hit Evans.
Shuffle?
No clue.
I've seen it spelled. It's like
Shuffle.
Scheifel. Is he German?
Sheffley. No, my assistant's saying, how do you say it? Sheffley. So that's how
What
you really
country
say
is he
it.
from?
So my
What
assistant
kind of
just
name is
corrected
that?
me. I don't know, man. What am I?
Find
like,
out. They
Jojo
know.
Savard?
They know. Ask them.
Noah, where's he from? Let me get my assistant.
Germany?
Noah. Where's he
Switzerland?
come from? Where's his
Saudi
background?
Arabia?
Where? German. So listen,
I said,
so
oh,
the thing is,
German.
I
I
don't give a
knew
shit.
it.
It's a dirty
Scheifel.
German hit.
Oh, how dare you? That's racist. I think it was
What?
pretty cool because the guy fell down and he couldn't get back up.
Noah, close
That
the door.
seems to be what you're supposed to do, but I'm not a advocate of hockey. I'm an advocate of violence. Whenever
Well,
I
come
see
over here.
violence in
Scheifel-
hockey, I like it.
Come
I saw
over
that
here.
guy got hit.
Listen,
The
whoa, whoa,
shuffle, the shuffle hit. Boom. I liked it. I
I-
saw that other guy for the
AJ,
Maple
don't say
Leafs get
nothing.
kneed
You
in
got
the
4
head by
games?
the Canadians.
Come here,
That
come
was
here.
awesome too. You know that
AJ, silent.
Maple Leafs guy
Come
who
here
got
for a
his head
second.
knocked off? Tremendous. I like that shit.
Come. Stand by me.
By
Listen,
the
boys,
way,
I'm going to
he's
give you
born
a
in
hockey expert.
Kitchener.
Listen, get
Ontario.
over here.
Ontario?
Noah,
He's not German.
Noah, was
He's
that
from Ontario.
an illegal hit? Oh, you hear what my assistant said?
No.
Oh, fighting words, guys. Fighting words from my assistant, the half-size cruiser and bruiser. You know what he says? If you do, how did you say it? If you don't think it was illegal, what did you say? Oh, he says if you think that's a clean hit, you're scum. That's my assistant at 4'8".
Well, we don't watch hockey because
He's
it's
upset.
boring, because that stuff doesn't happen consistently, so I wouldn't watch. If that happened every game, I would for sure watch hockey.
Oh, he's from
Awesome.
Kitchener. Oh, he's from Kitchener, Ontario. That explains it. Okay, it makes sense.
Patrick C.
Listen.
Hamilton says he was coming at full speed, trying to prevent the goal and couldn't
No,
stop.
no,
Guy
no,
Rez
no,
says
Pat,
the
come
trolley
on.
tracks. He was on them trolley tracks. The trolley wasn't coming to a stop.
No. What a cheap excuse.
Good
man.
old-time
Come on,
hockey,
man.
man.
Listen, it was the poor guy's birthday, man. Evan spent
Don
his
Cherry's
birthday
stamp
in
of
the hospital.
approval.
I didn't watch
No,
the
no,
game
no.
at all. I just saw people on Twitter
Me neither.
freaking out about that guy, so one of the Canadians getting hit, and how illegal it was, and how the other guy's an asshole, and we should beat him up, and everybody should kill him. And I was like, whoa,
Go to
take it
jail.
easy. Why is everybody getting so mad? And then I saw
Look,
the
they
hit,
are, man.
and I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. He really nailed that guy. Is that not? You're not allowed
Listen,
to do
man.
that in hockey. Here's the thing. I don't know the rules of like. I don't get hockey because like it seems to me you're allowed to fist fight. You're allowed to check people, hit them pretty hard, and like fuck them up. I don't know what the line is. Like, when are you allowed to like fuck them up, and when are you not allowed to fuck them up?
Dude,
It seems
listen, I'm
pretty
gonna tell you when you
arbitrary.
playoff
can fuck them
hockey,
up.
man.
No,
Everything goes.
no. Listen, I'm gonna tell you when you can fuck them up. Is when you're in like the heat and the game is like tied and is close. Not when the game is already over and the guy's scoring an empty net goal and he already scored it and you come with that high shoulder that went under like an uppercut punch. Listen, man, that shit doesn't happen. You remember when Chara hit Pacioretty way back?
No.
Same bullshit. You're gonna end a guy's career, at 25 years old. Listen,
I don't
man,
even know
the
what you're
games
talking
are ahead.
about.
It's like, well, yeah, but Freddie does, and I'm gonna tell you something. It's like MMA. Just think about it. When the buzzer goes or the bell goes or whatever, and then you decide you're gonna throw a kick or an elbow, everybody flips. Man, he didn't respect the rules, and I don't think he respected the rules of fairness in sports. He's not getting that trophy this year, Sheffel or Schiffel or whatever the hell his name is. But what he
Shuffle.
did is he screwed his
March
team.
Scheifele.
Listen, when you're a player to win,
Skyfall.
you're a what?
Scheifele.
Scaffold.
Skyfall. Skifoli.
Listen, but when you're an important player and you're an assistant captain, you shouldn't be doing this shit because now it's going to cost you the series. Don Cherry stamped and approved. The Habs are going through until they meet Colorado, unfortunately.
Okay, whatever.
Even Douglas
UFC.
Hepburn is getting upset.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's
it's getting
I'm so-
hot.
Well, yeah, but I don't really care enough to keep talking about it. Doug disagrees.
Sorry,
Thinks it
I
was
had
a
to bring
bad
it up,
hit.
though.
Fred brought it up, and now I've just lost interest. This is as much hockey as I can talk, guys. I'm done.
Yeah.
I like when people
What?
get hit and obliterated. Other than that, like the rest of the game's pretty boring to me. That's why I don't watch it. Did you guys watch? I know you didn't, but I'm just wondering. Do you guys watch? Did you know
What?
that the Ultimate Fighter came back this week?
Yeah, I remember hearing it, but I didn't actually see it.
Cool. I watched like
Okay,
a
so
bit of it.
give us a.
I
So
didn't
what
watch the
happened?
whole
Give us
thing.
like
I
a.
don't know.
Well, what happened? Who's doing
Ortega's
what?
a
Who's
dick,
the
I read, I
coaches?
think.
Do
Something
you know
like that.
who's the coaches?
Yeah, what's happening?
AJ's like who's-
Ortega's one.
Ortega, Brian Ortega, and
Volkanovski.
Volkanovski.
Well, that's not bad.
I
like
read that
Ortega.
Ortega's kind of a dick or something.
What?
You
Ortega?
didn't see that?
I don't know. I haven't
don't know.
seen much.
I
I
didn't
saw
watch it.
like honestly, I saw like 10 minutes of it, and then I was like, oh yeah, and then I got distracted. I was doing something else.
Well, do you know other news? Actually, if you're talking about news, we might as well give a news update. Tito Ortiz is out. He's no more like that counselor in Huntington
What are you
Beach.
talking about,
he
Tito,
left.
all of a sudden?
Tito Ortiz, man, he's out. Gone. Every time I see Ortega, I think of Tito Ortiz, man. I don't know why. Could be the hair. Guys, you're not going to
They
say
don't
anything
look
like
at
that.
all like each other.
No, they don't look at all. But I was.
I'm just gonna let you sit there and stew in whatever nonsense you're putting out, AJ.
Listen, man.
What the fuck?
AJ.
What is going on with you? Hey, speaking of
Oh,
news,
he is-
Tito Ortiz is out as mayor, and that's all the facts
city
you
councilor.
have.
And
Whatever.
he's not even mayor. It's a counselor
You want
or
facts?
something.
I'll tell you. I'll give you facts. Yeah, he was elected by a record-setting margin in November, and now he stepped down from his position because apparently he got a lot of threats. There's no joke. It's factual that he had a lot of death threats on him, his family, and everything. And he says, let me get the fuck out of this. Politics is more dangerous than MMA. I can assure you that. Ask Trump. But the thing is that that's what happened. He actually stepped back because he had too many death threats and all kinds of craziness. Fact.
I don't even understand half of the shit you're saying. Politics is more dangerous than MMA. Ask Trump. I don't understand what that means. What's that
Of course
supposed
you
to
wouldn't
mean?
understand. In other
What
words,
does that
do
mean?
MMA. Get out of politics.
What?
It's a
What?
joke, bro. You don't get it?
No. I think You talking politics is more dangerous than you talking MMA. I think that is
Well,
certain. That
listen,
makes sense to
first
me.
of all, we can't get into politics anymore because like YouTube will ban you, man. So be
Yeah,
careful.
because you're
We'll
going to
get
say
there.
something horrible.
What did I say? I just said Tito Ortiz is out.
You were ready to condemn the whole nation of Germany for that guy from Kitchener's hit on that other guy.
Well, I still don't forgive
Oh,
them for
Shuffle,
beating
he's
Italy in
from
the World
Germany.
Cup.
No,
But,
he's from Ontario. You were just, Germans,
Kitchener.
this is what they do. They always hit people like that in hockey. I'm like, I don't know about that. You were going full Don Cherry
Germans
on
are
this for a
tough,
second
man.
before you realized he was from Ontario. Whew.
Well, no, my assistant came in and told me, man. What do you want me to do? You think I know everything?
The guy got suspended for 4 games, so apparently it was not cool to do that. Not allowed to do that.
Of course it's not cool, man. In fact, he should have got a lot more than 4 games, Dave,
I
just
thought it
to
was
say.
cool.
But again, 4 games is enough to make you, screw up your series, man.
I just like seeing devastating hits, like car crashes and shit. I like that. I like monster truck rallies. I like guys falling off Hell in a Cells. I like knockouts in the UFC. I like to see people get fucked up. You know what I mean? I enjoy seeing violence. I enjoy seeing people get fucked up. It's fun for me. So when I see a guy get fucked up in hockey, I'm like, yeah, that seems right. That seems like what you're supposed to do. I enjoy that. It's fun for me. I'm an advocate of violence. I'm pro-violence. Hockey's a violent sport. You get hit like that, that's kind of what you signed up for, I thought. Anyways, I don't really give a shit. Let me tell you about the UFC on Saturday, okay? The UFC's doing a show on Saturday, and Jarzinio Rozenstruik is fighting Augusto Sakai in the main event. This is going to be going down. Yeah, it's a good main event for the heavyweight division there. Coming up Saturday night at the UFC Apex. Yeah, the rest is bad. It's not a good card. 14 fights on this one. 14 fights. Good God almighty. That's a lot. It's a lot. I got a couple thoughts on a couple of these fights, but let's start with the main event. Jarzinio versus Sakai. Sakai coming off a knockout loss to Alistair Overeem, while Jarzinio is coming off that decision loss to Cyril Gane. I feel like Jarzinio is still very dangerous, still very good. The only 2 losses of his career come to Cyril Gane and Francis Ngannou, 2 guys who I think are, quite frankly, the best in the heavyweight division right now in the UFC. I think Cyril and Francis are 1 and 2, and we'll have to figure out who's the real number 1 when they fight at some point down the road, hopefully sooner rather than later. I know Cyril's got a big fight coming up against Alexander Volkov that I think he should win. But we got Jarzinio and Sakai coming up here Saturday. The odds makers have Jarzinio as the favorite over at bet99.com. You could bet with us over at bet99.com. Use that promo code RINGSIDE when you sign up, and you get a matching deposit bonus of up to $600. Go sign up over at bet99.com using that promo code RINGSIDE. Jarzinio right now, the favorite. Like I said, I'm trying to find the odds, but
minus 123.
Can't. Thank you. Thank you, Fred.
You know what, man? I might be. I'm gonna take a chance with Sakai, man.
Ooh.
I think he's a little bigger. He likes to brawl. I like his chances in this fight. Look, it could go either way, but I'm gonna pick Sakai to win, probably by TKO or decision, one or the other. And Jarzinio's a great fighter, man. If he wins, I won't be surprised either. But I feel that there might be an upset here. I'm going for the upset.
I agree with Freddie on that one, Dave. There's no doubt about it. Rozenstruik, good kickboxer, great conditioning, man. But the problem with him is he's flat-footed. This guy has a hard time, man, moving in the ring at times. And you got a guy like Sakai who has 11 knockout wins. He's fast, he's agile. He was on a 6-fight winning streak till that came to an end. But the thing is that, Sakai is going to take it. And I really go with Freddie on this. I think it's going to go to distance. I think he's going to win by decision.
Huh. I think Jarzinio is a little bit sharper, a little bit quicker than Sakai. He's going to beat him to the punch. He's going to be first. He's going to win. I think he's going to knock him out. I got Jarzinio by knockout. Freddie and AJ going with Augusto Sakai, who is the underdog. Interesting.
Yep.
Jarzinio minus 120. Sakai plus 100, the underdog. Huh.
It's going to be a good
I
one,
didn't
man.
think you guys would be going against Jarzinio. I'm a little surprised here. How about Walt Harris versus Marcin Tibura? This one is the co-main event. Tibura minus 175, the favorite. Harris plus 155, the underdog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
man,
going
this is
with
going to be a tough
the
one.
favorite here. I'm going with Tibura. I like Harris, but he had his personal, unfortunately, issues to go through. He's on a two fight losing streak. I kind of like Tibura. I think he's a decent fighter. I don't know if he's elite at heavyweight, but I think he's a good fighter. So I'm gonna go with Tibura to win that one by decision.
Yeah, I agree with you, Fred. I think Tibura pulls this one off. He's won 4 in a row now. His opponent has lost a couple in a row. Tibura looked real good knocking out Greg Hardy in his last fight, which was a lot of fun. Walt Harris, 37 years of age, losing 2 in a row. It's going to be hard to bounce back.
I'm going with what you guys said too, man. Tibura is like, stand up, he can knock you out, he can submit you. The thing with Tibura is that, man, that Polish power, and like you said with Walt Harris, he hasn't looked that great. And honestly, I don't think it's going to go the distance. I think he's going to get knocked out. I think Tibura is going to win by KO.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Tibura wins by knockout. I've got Tibura over Harris. That's unanimous here on the team. We all got Marcin Tibura.
And we're usually successful. When us three agree on a fight, it usually comes out. I think they all have come out.
Not many fights.
Except for...
Not all of them. Sometimes we're all wrong. It happens. It's rare, but it happens. Not many fights on this card that I'm really excited about here. Santiago Ponzinibbio is a good fighter. That'll be interesting to watch
man,
him.
From Canada.
Yeah, Tanner Bozer's fighting Ilir Latifi. It's an interesting fight.
Be a good one.
Bozer is the favorite. Minus 185. Latifi plus 160, the dog. I don't think Tanner Bozer is in Latifi's league. I don't think they're at the same level. But Bozer's 29 and Latifi's 37. Latifi's lost 3 fights in a row, but to some good guys. Derek Lewis, Volkan Oezdemir, Corey
And he won
Anderson.
that Derek Lewis fight, man. That was a terrible decision.
Yeah. I'm going with Latifi in this one to beat Tanner Bozer. Latifi's the underdog. He's my underdog pick here, plus 160. I think Latifi pulls it off, gets a decision win.
I would think about that because if you look at it, Latifi needs to take you down, and he's got like 14 takedowns out of 43 attempts. So he's going to go for that takedown. The only thing is that Bozer has never been taken down in his 5 fights. Yeah, but he's never been taken down in his 5 fights in the UFC. And one thing with Bozer, man, when he's on his game, man, that guy is solid. That's Canadian solid fighter. I'm going with Bozer on this. I think Tanner's going to pull it off. I think he's going to hurt Latifi on this one.
If you lose to Alistair, if you lose to Andrei Arlovsky, I just don't like it. He lost his last fight to Arlovsky.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
go ahead, Fred.
See, I'm parlaying Sakai, Tibura, and Latifi. That's my parlay.
Yeah, that's a solid one. I'm going with Latifi, Jarzinio, and probably that's tough. I don't know. I think Jarzinho and Latifi is where I'm going right now. I don't have a lot of confidence in Tibura. I think he wins, but I don't know if I'd put money down. I like Muslim Salikov over Francisco Trinaldo. I think that's a pretty good pick. Muslim Salikov is the favorite in that one, minus 245. Trinaldo plus 205. This is not the best UFC card. AJ got a parlay?
Don't forget there's Dusko that's there, 10-1 against Gregory Rodriguez.
Dushko sucks, man. I'm not picking Dushko. No disrespect, but he was not very good.
Doesn't have a Wikipedia page, man.
And he got smashed in his last fight. He got destroyed. I'm not going with Dushko, and I don't care about Dushko. His name's Dushko.
I don't know, man. I think he's going to redeem himself on this one. But, yeah, It's a hard one to pick, man. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Sakai, Tibura. I'm going to go with Tanner Bozer. And then who else did I see that was good? There was the Montana De La Rosa fight against Ariane Lipinski. I'm going to go with De La Rosa on that one. I'm surprised you didn't go with that one, Dave.
No value. Heavy favorite.
Yeah, but you put her in the parlay, man.
No, I'm not putting her in. I don't trust her. Okay? My parlay
Jesus.
is Latifi and Jarzinio. That's it. That's it. All right?
Then
Go
you
to
got a heavy favorite with,
bet99.com. Go to bet99.com. Use the promo code Ringside. Take advantage of the matching deposit bonus of up to $600 when you sign up. Do it. Do it now. Don't forget to like
send
this
me your
video.
picks, guys. Send
Huh?
me your picks, man.
Yeah, don't
gotta
worry.
send me the pics
You'll
so we
get
can
them.
post them.
Yeah, don't worry. And you can follow us online at Dave Simon MMA or at Ringside Report, right? Ringside Report on Twitter and Instagram for all the stuff that we do. At Ringside Report on Twitter, on Instagram, Ringside Report Network on Facebook as well. Subscribe to us, like this video, do all the things, leave a comment, go to merch.ringsidereport.net to get our merch. I'll be back here tomorrow night with Johnny North right after SmackDown to recap everything going on SmackDown and to watch AEW Dynamite with you at the same time. Did you just send me a message, AJ?
No,
No,
I
this
was just
is
laughing
Fred.
because did
Nice.
you steal Angelo's line when you said douchebag? Because he goes, douchko is a douchebag. And I'm like,
I think I said it first.
did you?
Angel-
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, AJ. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be watching AEW Dynamite with you here on the Ringside Report Network and talking about everything going on in the WWE. Of course, they released a bunch of people, Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Ruby Riott, Lana. You could check the video out on that we did right here on the channel on the Ringside Report Network. And AJ and I will be back Sunday night to watch Floyd Mayweather get knocked out by Logan Paul.
No.
Yeah. It's going to be good. All right. Thanks, guys. We love you big time. Thank you to Angelo. You are the Super Chat leader of the night, I think. Yes, you are. Patrick C. Hamilton, shout out to you. You can totally ignore the fight on Sunday. It's not a real fight. It's totally bullshit. But, people want to see it, and it's Floyd Mayweather, so we'll be watching. Shout out to Doug Hepburn as well. All the members, don't forget to become a member of the channel. Click that join button. And that's it. I'll be back tomorrow night. See ya.